For the guys who are joining new, please fill out the poll. Yep, people are still joining.
I think I'll request everyone to turn on the videos if possible, especially people who are using their laptops and have a space where they can turn on their videos. It'll be nice to meet everyone and see everyone's faces. And also, this is a very good platform for all of you to meet a lot more other people who are also looking for jobs or might have other postings. So please do so.
Actually, Krina, do you want to read through the polls, if you don't mind? One question.
I will not be able to read through the polls because I submitted my poll.
Oh, okay. Is it?
How many people are we expecting today?
I don't know. 114 registered, so I don't know where to see all the count. So right now it's only 58 people have joined, so we can wait for a few more time.
Okay, could we drop a quick email, a reminder to all of the people who actually registered for the meeting?
Yeah, actually we did send out social media thing, but wouldn't bind by what do you want to do?
Okay. No, and just like sometimes people forget, there's a meeting on Sunday or something like that. So a quick reminder before an hour or something would be good. Something
Yeah,
like that.
great point, Mohit. Yeah. So also like that's a good feedback for us to send a reminder. But what we have planned now is to send the reminders to social media, as I'm not sure how many people do open their email frequently. But I would suggest everyone going forward that we use Google Calendar. If you're using Google as an email account, right? Use Google Calendar, so Google Calendar always notifies you when the meeting starts before half an hour. So please make a practice so you guys are aware that there is a meeting being conducted and you don't miss it out. What we are also doing, we are recording this session and we will upload this to our YouTube channel, so it can be used globally.
Yeah, so people are still joining, so it's not a problem. So all the people who have joined post 2-5 minutes, you can look if you can be. Are you able to look at the polls? If yes, then please fill out the polls. That will help us navigate for future events.
If not, just unmute yourself and let us know that you cannot see your polls if you haven't already submitted it.
Mm. Mm.
Also, with respect to emails, I would just like to point out that, all our events and all the programs that we conduct, be it help desk, be it organizing an event, anything is conveyed via email. So the best way for all of you will be to please keep checking. What we have noticed in the past is if we send an email asking for some information from you guys, half of y'all don't even check it. So it kind of becomes difficult for us to gather information and plan around it. So it's a request that you guys please keep checking your emails, once in a while to figure out if there is something that has been sent or not.
So we'll wait for another 2 minutes and we can start our event at 1:10.
Yeah.
And I,
So, yeah, and I would also like to add, please do subscribe to our all social media channels so you guys get notifications. So we are available on all the social media platforms, starts with Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. So please subscribe, and I believe you will definitely be get notified. So we did set up a counter on Instagram so that everyone is aware, like because what the data we have, it seems like 70% of people while registering the form, they say that they are active on Instagram. So we leverage more on Instagram for professional for professional front. They leverage LinkedIn. For another social media platform, the second priority is Facebook and Twitter. So we are also available on Twitter. We do tweet about all the events, and we are planning a lot of notifications to be sent out through these platforms. We would be leveraging more LinkedIn on professional updates, and all social media updates would be through Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I believe, Ishit, we are good to start.
we are good to start.
Yep.
Do you want me to keep the poll open so that people can continue
Yes.
sending out polls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. If it is possible, keep the poll open throughout the session.
Okay. Okay. I think we can. Okay, people are not able to see the polls. Okay. Okay, I think I'll keep the poll open, and guys, you will see the poll in your bottom right corner after the share screen. So if you want to open the polling tab, you can open the tab and fill out the polls. In the meanwhile, by I'm making you the host for the doubts and everything. Okay,
Okay, sure. Thanks.
and I will minimize it. Okay. So let's start our meeting, and let's start it with a Naukar mantra, and then we'll go ahead and start this meeting. And share screen. Okay.
नमो हरिहन्ताय नमो सिद्धाय नमो वायरियाण नमो वज्रायाण नमो लोहे सवसाहुण नमो हरिहन्ताय नमो सिद्धाय नमो वायरियाण नमो वज्रायाण नमो लोहे सवसाहुण नमो हरिहन्ताय नमो सिद्धाय
let's move on to our presentation. And I hope everyone is able to see the presentation. So hi everyone, I'm Ishit. So I've been working with JJC since the beginning, and I hope everyone is doing well today. So before we move ahead with our main event, I would like to give out some details about JJC and also some details about the job assistance program that we have initiated. So to give you a gist, JJC was born last year in August 2019, and we are fairly new and young association. So because we are very new and we have it's a young association, we are what we say low on resources, and we are trying to help as much as possible to every one of you, right? So to work on large programs like job referral, uh, we need not only commitment from what we say the JJC committee, but also from all of you guys. So I'll discuss in detail in the coming presentation that how every one of you is going to help us and every one of you to build this JJC network on doing a job referral program. So I just want to make it clear in the very beginning that JJC over here is only to create a platform for you guys to connect with each other and help each other out. We are not here to provide you with what we say jobs. We will help you out in every way possible to get connected to a person who can help you out to find a job, right? And we are here to make this operation smoothly. So before we move on to our event, I would like to discuss the agenda for today's meeting. And before going through the agenda, I'd like to send out some rules. So please be on mute for throughout the meeting. And if you have any doubts while we are speaking, you can send those doubts directly to the host. Actually, I'll transfer the host to Bhavin Bhai. So Bhavin Bhai is the host. And you can send him what we say that if you have any doubts, you can, sorry. You can send him all the doubts. And we will have a question and answer session in the end of this presentation where you will be able to speak up your doubts, and Bhavin Bhai or any one of us will help you solve those doubts. And if we miss out on any doubts, we'll have what we say an FAQ written down after this meeting, and we'll send out those FAQs to you guys via email, or we'll launch it on social media. Apart from that, if by any chance if we do miss your question, and if you have a question post this event, you can send us those questions directly to JJC SA USA @gmail.com, and we'll look into your questions and we'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. So going over towards the agenda, the first point for this agenda is JJC SA updates. So Bhavin Bhai is going to speak through this and will give you an update about what JJC is currently working on and any other future events and possibilities. So that is what Bhavin Bhai is going to speak about. The next 3 points are the major event for today's event, which is how is JJC going to help you connect with everyone and get you for JJC job assistance platform. After that, we have a guest speaker, Maulik Tolia. He's going to give you tips about the recruitment from the recruitment side of the company. He's been working and as a recruiter for 7 years now. So he has a lot of tips which he's going to share it with you guys. And after all of these events, we'll have a question and answer session, and then we'll thank everyone working in this event, and we'll adjourn. So let's moving on. Bhavin Bhai, if you want to start with JJC SA updates.
Yep, sure. Thanks, Ishit. Before that, I received some questions on polls being not seen. So polls should be available next to the participants list. What you see on the bottom near your chat, there should be open, or it should be open on your screen if you have not submitted. Yep. And just going over through some of the JJC Student Association updates. We have currently the current ongoing activities. We are developing website for all the students for a help, which includes the just giving a gist of what is this website about. What we are building is about a life cycle. When a students bring up a thought that they want to pursue masters and live an American dream or land an American job, right? So we are developing the whole life cycle from where you start studying about the entrance exams, and then you travel from US from India to US. And there's a lot of stuff you are worried about is about your roommates, your university, uh, internships, jobs, subjects, which universities to select. So we are building this website as a platform to give you all those information and show you how the whole life cycle will work, and how you come as a student, you graduate, you become an alumni, and how in turn you help another student. So this is the whole life cycle what we are building about, and there are 20 plus volunteers helping us to build that. It's within our student association. So uh, there is a front end team, back end team, database team, uh, the DevOps team, and we are using cloud technology. So we have evaluated AWS as a platform to host this website, and it is a great learning experience for all the volunteers too. So they are also learning quite of new things from the experienced students who are just alumni, who are just graduated. So we are building that down and broken that. I have broken down the functions into various features, and we would be using Agile, and we would be going through one feature at a time and make that go live. So what are we planning in August is to come out with a POC first, and then we would do an MVP. So POC is nothing but proof of concept, which would help us integrating all the front end and the back end components, and show you, demo you how a user is going to be created and how we can access various of features. So that is how we are planning to roll out our phase one by August. Second one, there are a lot of questions about the rental assistance. So we are awaiting a response from Jain Executive Committee. So once we get an approval from Jain Executive Committee, the rental assistance would be dispersed ASAP. So that's an update. And regarding that, there will be an update sent out to all the people who have been asking for rental assistance by July 10. I really appreciate your patience, but uh, uh, we will definitely update you around July 10. That's it from my side, Ishit. You can take over.
Thank you, Bhavin Bhai, for giving us the update about the JJC. So, guys, let's move on to our main event where we'll discuss about the three methods on how we will help you guys connect with each other on three different platforms. So, one of our first platform is the first approach is the LinkedIn. So to make the most use of it, you guys, the first step is to follow us on LinkedIn. Please do connect with us on LinkedIn group. We have a lot of people who are connected to us, and you can leverage a lot of things from them. So and after connecting to the LinkedIn group, it's what you will have to do a lot of work from your end to get yourself connected to every one of them. So we have created a platform, LinkedIn, where you guys can connect with each other, and then you individually have to go through the LinkedIn group and see who all people are within your same profile or who are in the same field, and you can approach them directly saying that, okay, hey, I'm from JJC and I saw that you are in the same field and you're working in XYZ company. Can you please help me get referral to this position, or can you help me guide me into how to get a job in this field? So we have seniors, we have more than 200 seniors who are working currently in USA. You can go through the group and you can look down and make a list of people who you feel is from the same field and directly approach them. There are three ways you will get responses. First, either you send them an email and they respond to you directly, and then you can converse it and you can have your conversation and find a solution out of it. The second way is if they are not able to respond to you for some reason, right? Maybe they don't check their LinkedIn account regularly. So in that case, what you can do is you can make a list, write down the names and write down the field and the companies that you are willing to apply for, and then you can send that list and the names to JJC. We ourselves will try and approach those guys saying that, hey, there are few students looking for job referrals or some guidance, can you please connect with them? And as we are going from the JJC team, I hope we will get good responses and you'll have your answers. They won't keep you hanging. But by this, I don't mean that they will promise. We are not promising that they'll give you referrals. It's just that it's a medium where you can connect with each other. And even though if they don't give referral, what you can do is there's a connection already built which can help you guys in the future, and you can leverage the most out of it. Apart from this, if they are not working and they are still student like you, and what we say, you want to connect with the other students, you can connect them. Consider me and Bhavin, by both are students. I'm looking for mechanical job, he's also looking for a mechanical job. So I can ask him, okay, what all companies have you applied for? There might be a list of companies that he has applied for and I have never looked for, right? I can take that list and I can start applying to those companies, and it will help me. So it's basically a medium to contact people with the same field. So please, please, please do connect us on LinkedIn, and it will help you a lot. It will not only help you guys, but it will also help us to keep track of if everyone is doing well in US, right? So that is our first approach. The second approach is the job referral database. So this is a database that we have created. I'll open the link to the job referral database. So the database is divided into two sheets. The first sheet is where we have written the list of companies that are currently hiring that we know as of now. You can go through that list and see if they are a valid company for you guys. We have the website and certain details about the company written along in the same sheet. You can follow that sheet and apply to those companies. You need to go to their website and apply for different positions. And the good part about the sheet is that we will share this sheet with all of you guys, and we'll keep it open to update. So you guys can keep on updating the sheet saying that, okay, the companies that I have applied for are not present in this list. I will add those companies to the list. So it's not only we 4 or 5 people who is working in the job referral team will be updating the sheet. It will be all of you guys and updating the sheet for as many companies as possible, right? So I know it's an extra work for you guys. It's an extra tedious work, but it is a mutual beneficial for everyone. Being a student, if I am looking for a job, I can go through the list and it will help me out. And if I upload my company list, it will help someone else, right? So it's a mutual benefit. You all will get benefit from this. So that is the available job opening sheet. The second sheet that is there is the current referral possibility from JJC Senior. So it consists of 2 rows, 2 columns. The first is the field of work, and the second is the company name. So there's a list of companies that right now the people are working on. So the 202 students that are working in US under JJC, we have noted down the name of the companies and their position, their job title. So okay, what all companies can I get reference for, right? So just jot down this list, and then we will be sharing you a Google form that I'll be explaining it to you in the next slide and how to fill out that Google form. But this list consists of the name of the companies and the job title of the person who is working in that company. So you can make a referral that, okay, if I want to apply for Amazon, I know there's a software engineer who's working in Amazon, and I'm also a software engineer. So I can apply for as a software engineer position in Amazon, and I can send out a Google form to JJC, and I'll explain it to you in detail in the next slide, what will happen after that, right? We are specifically not sharing the personal details on this sheet just for particular reasons, like the students might get overwhelmed with lot of applications, which might give them a bad view or review about JJC, and then they want to stop giving reference. So because we don't want the students to get overwhelmed with responses, we are not sharing the personal details. I'll tell you how the personal details will be shared in the next slide. Also, we also don't want to get their data being misused by everyone else. So we are keeping their details secret. The only 2 things that you will know is the company name and the job title in this list. So that is the second database that JJC is offering right now. Moving on, the third and the most important thing, which is the what we say, the Google form approach. So the Google form approach, once you go through the Excel sheet, you have to make down a list of companies that you want to apply for and what positions you want to apply for. Then open the form and fill out the form. I'll go through the form. I'll open the form right now, and I'll go through the form so that you guys know what questions are you will be expecting in that form. So one of the first question is your name, email address, contact number. The second question, most important, is we would like to know the visa status you are in, because some companies do sponsor H1B and some companies don't sponsor H1Bs. So if you're looking for H1B sponsorship, you can write it down over there. The third thing is, what is the reason for your job search? Are you like so we would like to help people who don't have job right now or who have graduated right now. If you are currently working in a company and looking for a switch, I think you will have a lower preference than people who are looking in dire need for a company, right? So we'll make sure that if you are just going for a switch, be honest about it. Please don't fool us. We'll know it from your LinkedIn account, right? So we'll make sure that people who are actually graduating this year and who are in need for a job will get help prior to everyone else. The third point is job type. Do you want an internship or full time? We because we, as I said earlier, that we are in a small resource team, we'll help the full time guys before then the internship guys. I'm just making it clear right now. These are the reasons that we have kept these fields on. Name of your degree makes sense, university makes sense, LinkedIn URL. This will help us to look through your profile and make sure that you are matching with the role that you're applying for. I don't see an architect applying for a software engineering role without any reason, right? So that's why a LinkedIn URL is added into that place. The next one is application ID and job ID. So once you go through the Excel sheet, once you see, okay, there's an Amazon guy, a software engineer working in Amazon guy, you guys will have to go through the Amazon website and write down the list of job positions which are open. So make down that list and write those lists, okay? And if possible, save those links to the, to their publications, let that these jobs are open. We'll make sure that those jobs are open. So then only we'll forward those things to the guy who is working in Amazon. Next thing is with JJC members. So we would like you guys to connect to LinkedIn from LinkedIn directly. If and only if you are not able to connect people on LinkedIn, then you can fill out this form and we'll help you out. So just to make sure that you have tried connecting to those people online on LinkedIn, that will help us to narrow down, okay, that you have put in an effort for your job referral. So we'll help you guys. Next is to add your resume, cover letter, which will just which will keep it in our database, so that if in future, if there are people who have job openings, we can directly send out your resume and cover letter. That is the main reason that we have them. And the other two main questions are, explain in short why you are eligible for this position. So make sure that you write in 4 to 5 statements that why the position that you have applied for is best suited for you, so that this will help the guy who is referring to to assort through the list of applicants and make sure that he select the best out of them, right? Because he don't want to a person won't be able to give referral to 10 to 20 people. He'll be able to give to 4 to 5 people, and so that's why we want to make sure that he gives it to the best candidate possible. List your skills that match the job requirement. It's the same thing. It will help the guys who is reading this application to make sure that you are eligible for this job position. And the last is best medium of contact, which is email, call, LinkedIn, or other. If you have anything else, you can submit this thing. We as a JJC team will read through and assort all of your applications, and then make sure that if I have 10 applications for Amazon and I know Bhavin Bhai is working in Amazon, then I'll send and combine this 10 applications and send it to Bhavin Bhai. Once Bhavin Bhai receives these applications, he'll go through the applications and he'll say, okay, I want to refer to Krina and Chintan. Then I'll get back to Krina and Chintan saying that, oh, Bhavin Bhai is ready to refer you guys. And then I'll exchange the contact details between those 3 people, so that now and only now the contact is given out. Apart from this, those contacts are not shared between people. Your contacts are safe with us. Your contacts won't be misused. Okay, so this is the main thing. And apart from this, yeah, so because right now we are on shortage on team, you can expect us to get back to you within 2 weeks. Don't expect us to get back to you within the next day. It will take us 2 weeks to assort through all the applications. We are right now 10 member team who is going to work on this project, so that it will take a lot of time to assort through all the applications and make sure that it has been delivered to the person who is referring and get back their responses. So give us up to 2 weeks for you for us to get reply back to you. So that is all about the JJC job referral thing. And these are the 3 steps that we as a JJC team are right now ready to help you guys out with for job referral. The next thing is Maulik Tolia. He is our guest speaker. He has been working with Nexen America, which is a gaming company, and he has been working as a hiring manager for 7 years. So he has a lot of experience on how to like what to expect and what to not expect while you are in an interview, what to write in a resume and what not to write in a resume, do's and don'ts. So he will be giving you a small 5 to 10 minutes lecture on what to do and what not to do. So Maulik bhai, if you are on, can you take over?
Hey guys, thank you for a quick introduction. I'm sorry I don't look like that anymore. That's what aging does and family does. Lost all of it. So really happy. I was in Bombay. I was part of JJC as a committee member for a few years, and then I moved over here. And I personally have been through the same struggle that you guys have been, but luckily I was lucky enough, I would say, to marry my wife who was a US citizen. So my struggle ended in like 3-4 years. So I see, like, I get resumes every day of students applying for jobs. So I feel your pain. It's not easy, especially with these crazy times. So just some couple of things which I want to add to what I was going to say is one thing which I hate the most as a recruiter. So just a background about me, I am a recruiter with Nexon America. Nexon is a mobile gaming company. Not only mobile, we make PC, console, mobile games. Companies basically from Korea. In US, we have 4 offices, combining a team of 500 people. I majorly focus on the non-technology side and a little bit of technology too. When I say non-technology, it's like marketing and all those kind of non-tech jobs, plus tech side. I somewhat kind of work on the game developing side. And in my last job, I got an experience to work with engineers, like electrical engineers, automotive engineers. I work with almost like all those kind of fields. So just one thing in future, like I hate seeing this when I come across candidates, is they have an H1 that they got filed with a current company and they are ready to jump within 6 months. Don't do that. That's the worst thing you want. So please don't stay with the company at least for a year. Don't try and jump. Again, I'm not sure where all of you guys are. Are you guys still in school, or are you guys already in the job market? So just don't do that. That's the worst thing you want to do. Jumping to the tips for resume, what's good, what's bad, what's a no. So one thing I see, like probably all of your school counselors will tell you that one-page resumes, bullshit. No, one-page resume is not a thing. It's something that I don't know why, which teacher, which college started that. If you have decent experience, this is what I say. If you have a decent experience, it's okay to go 2 pages. As a recruiter, I don't mind seeing 2 pages, as long as the resume stuff, what you're putting on the resume, are very relevant stuff, makes sense. It's okay to go 2 pages. You don't have to squeeze everything in 1 page and miss out the important stuff. Treat your resume as a SEO. SEO is a search engine optimization tool. So if hypothetically, if you are a JavaScript engineer working on various JavaScript technologies. So make sure your resume has all those important keywords, because as a recruiter, when I'm looking for candidates or I'm searching for people, I am putting keywords in my search criteria. We all use a tool. We use a backend LinkedIn tool to look for people. Same thing applies for a LinkedIn profile too. Add those tools, those keywords, which are your technologies that you have worked with. So add those, put that everywhere. That will give you more visibility, because when we look for stuff, you guys engineers, you definitely know better how Google does the search. So it's like a spider web which goes out, it picks up like keywords and brings your search results up. So whatever field you are, whatever technologies that you are experts in, make sure it is everywhere on your resume, not just in the first few lines where you put your technologies that you know. No, that's not. Add it in your, like, have you used your X, Y, and Z skills in your last job, or have you used X, Y, and Z skills in your projects and everywhere? Don't just like, just write one liner and assume we'll understand. Honestly, very few recruiters have a good technical background. I personally do not have. I don't act as an expert in that, but very few recruiters have that. The only thing that we rely on is a resume having all those keywords everywhere. If I see those keywords, I'm assuming like, oh yeah, this guy knows about it, because he has Node.js and Vue.js all over the resume. So that works for me. That takes away half of my job from me, to find out if you have experience with that. Second is, when you talk to a recruiter, when you talk to anyone who's not technical, don't blast us with all the keyword stuff like, oh, I've used Node to do so and so. Honestly, I don't understand anything. I try telling all the candidates that I talk to, I do not understand that. Tell me in simple language, what do you do? So make sure when you're talking to people who are non-technical, you tone it down and present yourself in that way. So that way you can explain your work experience to them better, and they can represent you better also. Because this applies to agency people too, because honestly, agencies are the place where the most least experienced people are working. They literally have zero experience, zero knowledge on recruiting. That's where agency, it's like a grinding machine. So agency people, they have zero experience. So be really tone down what you have done to agency people. Only tell them if they ask for it. How to approach interviews, second thing. So I'm with the gaming company. My boss, she's the VP of HR. She manages the whole of US operations. At days she comes in shorts to work. Does not mean when you go for an interview, you represent yourself in a very informal way. In technology, how things are changing, dressing changes also, how you dress also is changing. Research the company a little bit, see their company event pictures on their websites to see what the company is trying to portray about their employees. If you see everyone in their office pictures wearing t-shirts and jeans, when you go for an on-site, hopefully that happens to all of you soon, wear maybe like a semi-formal jacket, a denim, and a tucked-in shirt. Do not walk in with a t-shirt and a denim on it. Don't do that. If you're going for a very executive firm, like a law firm or anything like that, dress as per the law firm's standards. Law firm people are known to wear a perfect suit. Do that. Be a part of them. When I interviewed for my current company, which is a gaming company, everyone on the interview was super casual. But I had a denim, a shirt, and what's that called? A sports jacket. So that way I'm kind of informal, but I'm still presenting myself formally too. So that's for on-site. And also one thing which we all have been going through is like video interviews. One thing in last 3 months, we have candidates that have impressed us have been people who have, even on video interviews, bothered to wear like a collar shirt. For female, have bothered to wear a proper dress shirt, even on the video interview. It's okay what you wear underneath, it's okay, but at least on the top, wear a proper formal shirt. Second, which I'm sure all of you read, all of you see everywhere, lighting is very important. video interviews make it really difficult to see people's faces. Before you do that, try a demo video call with a friend or someone. Ask that person how they see you. So that way you know, like, okay, how far you have to be from the camera, how your face is looking on it. Because for next God knows how many months, all interviews will be video interviews. No one will be calling anyone on site. So you want to make sure that you are like presenting even the best visually too. What not to say during the interview and what to say. Boy, oh boy, I'll go on a rant on that. Okay, so numbers, do not focus. So again, I understand all of you guys. Okay, let me take a step back. I would say assume 100% of you guys are somewhere would want a H-1B sponsorship. That is the fact. When you're interviewing with a company, they know that they will have to sponsor you. Do not talk about that you're looking for H-1B sponsorship during interviews. That should not be your focal point. Or I have come across candidates who have been really focused on discussing how is our process to file green card? How long do they have to wait for green card to H-1B process? That is not what you're interviewing for. You are interviewing for your skill sets. H-1B, green card, all those things can be discussed during your offer stages. So do not do that. Secondly, treat every interview as a conversation with your friend. Something that I have learned personally too, I know all of you guys get nervous during interviews and like how to talk. You start stuttering and walk in, because again, here's the thing, at the end of the day, you are applying for a role and which has stuff that you have already been doing. So have a mindset where you are walking in discussing stuff that you have done. It should not be that tough. If you feel you do not know what to talk, then it's not the right job for you. You should know what you have to talk, because this is what you're going to do for the next few months or years. So you should know. You should not be nervous for that. I know technologies are different everywhere, but it's okay. Everyone understands, like, not everyone knows everything. So it's okay sometimes to say no. So in my last interview, I'll be very honest, as a recruiter, it's probably a very different feel for you guys. But there were instances where I was very upfront. Okay, I did not come across this thing. I do not know how to do these things. I did say that. But at the same time, I backed it up saying like why I did not do this, because my company did not have that kind of a process. That's why I had to stick with this, but I'm very willing to learn and that. So it's okay to say no. You do not have to say yes to everything. Other thing is, try and understand the opposite person's way of reacting to you. Is if that person likes short answers or long answers. As Indians, we are known to give a whole essay answer for every question. No, don't do that, please. We do not have time on the hiring side to listen to a whole paragraph for just one question. Try and make your answers as short as possible. Be to the point. And it's always good to ask, like, do you need more clarification? Is there anything I can help I can explain you better to clarify my skills? Don't worry, ask for that. Every interview, every stage. I have interviewed people at director, VP levels, and they've asked me that question. So if they are not hesitant to ask this question, they're humble enough, I think that should apply to everyone at every stage of their career. Be humble, ask them, do you have any questions? Have I explained yourself better? Again, everyone will interview different places. One thing as an Indian I can tell you is, I don't expect everyone to understand our accents pretty easily. I went through a phase where I had to explain myself twice, thrice. So be mindful, be patient. I ask them, like, have I made myself clear? Do you want me to explain anything better? So keep that also back in your mind that, hey, this person may not understand what I'm trying to explain. So these are some basics which I'm giving you guys, but I hope this helps. I think I'll live with Bhavin, my email. You guys can connect me on LinkedIn. Happy to answer any questions you have. So yeah. Thanks, Bhavin.
So Thank you, Maulik Bhai, for all the tips. It was very enlightening, and we highly appreciate of you to share your experiences with us. So, guys, we're moving on to our final phase, which is the question and answer phase. So we'll conduct this question and answer phase in two halves. The first half is Bhavin Bhai is going to read through the questions that he has received during the presentation and try to answer as many as possible. And also, if he cannot, he will direct it to the respective person. And after those things, we'll have a 10-minute open platform session for you guys to speak up whatever you have in your mind. So I think I'll give the stage to Bhain Bhai. Bhain Bhai, you can continue.
Yeah, thank you, Maulik Bhai. It was really helpful guiding all the students here. I really appreciate your help and your time to advise them what to do and what not to do from a recruiter perspective. That's what all the students might be looking today for. Thank you very much. Apart from that, in the Q&A session, like you guys can just go to the chat box and direct the question to the host here, post it. We'll evaluate your questions, who can answer that better. So if it is a question for Maulik Bhai, I will read out the questions for him. And if we also we as a team, we do not have an answer about it, maybe if you're asking something about legal, right? We definitely we would reach out to an expertise and we'll get back to you in a timeline, like in a week. But do keep on posting the questions, and I would be reading that so we do not duplicate the same question again and again. A question for you, Maulik Bhai. Let me read out. It's too many questions at a time. How to approach recruiters that offer contract-based jobs when I'm looking for a full-time role?
Be upfront. Tell them this is what I'm looking for. Not interested in contract. But again, it depends where you're in your career. If you really want a jumpstart, jump on a contract, and if they are willing to sponsor, do that. Because I know right now, I'll be very honest, times are really tough with a great president. God knows what can happen. So if someone's giving an option that they will sponsor with a contract, do it. But again, if you have the cushion to like wait around, that's also okay. I decided to wait around because I had that cushion. If you don't have that cushion, if you end of the whole OPT stage and that's what you're left with, jump on it, because you don't want to be in a situation where you have to go back to school and spend double the money again.
Thank you. There's another question. It's from Kinjal for Maulik Bhai. How many times should we contact recruiters to follow up in a week? After maybe resume submission, first round, second round? And what should be the best way to contact the recruiter? Is it through email, phone, or LinkedIn? Let me post it.
So if you just submitted a resume, you can't do anything. No email is going to make a difference because we are already working on looking at resumes. So if you are interested, you'll be contacted. But if you already had a screening call, and it's always good to ask at the end of the screening call, like to the recruiter, what's the best way to reach you? If they give you an option, good. If they don't, email is the best possible way because that's how they contacted you. Be respectful, contact them the same way back as an email. So that way there's a chain of follow-ups just in case if you move forward the process.
Thank you, Maulik Bhai. So we have a next question from Sankalp. What questions to be asked to the HR or manager during the interview on being asked? Or do you have any questions? And so what to ask and what not to ask?
So I'm assuming this is when you are talking to an HR or recruit, like a person at a company that you're interviewing right now. I'm assuming that's the way. It's always good to understand the culture. What's the company culture? What has the company done in past to support new hires, or how's the onboarding process? Because HR, they only focus on a person's behavior, like not behavior, like your personality, what you react and how you do stuff. That's all they care for. They don't care for your skill set. So uh, your question has to be more in that way, because in my company, I would say we are strongly towards company culture. We are very strong towards making sure every employee has been well taken care at any point of time. So it's always cater your questions to those things. So always remember, if you're talking to HR is also not technical, so it has to be non-technical questions, company cultures. If you're talking to a director of engineering, that has to be director level questions. You cannot ask them like entry level questions. Like as a director, you can ask like, what are the growth options in the company if one achieves their like milestones and everything. So you have to cater all your questions based on the people you talk to.
Thank you, Maulik bhai. So there's another question from Gaurav. For the entry level position, should we keep the previous job experiences about the academic projects for the entry level position?
Okay, very bluntly, I'll be very honest and blunt. I hope this stays between us, guys. A lot of hiring managers that I've worked with, they do not care of your college projects, to be very honest, man. Being very blunt, no one cares about your college projects. Again, their mentality is, in your college projects and everything, your job is not on your line. The only thing which is at risk is your grading. That's the only thing which is online. But when you're at a job, your like everything is on stake at your job. So how well you perform, that is what matters. In projects, yeah, you did good. That gives you some hands-on experience, but that's about it. So do not apply. Okay, good thing, Bhavin, actually, this came up. Do not apply for a role which is a manager level when you're entry level. Do not, please, guys. Like, hath jodu chu, don't do that. You guys are like, again, every company is different, but many companies put notes in your profile if you keep on doing that this person has been applying for the wrong positions. And even if in future, if you have the right role, you won't be considered. So entry level, your projects, really put it on there. It shows that you have hands-on experience, but treat it as an entry level role. Put experience in. If you have experience from India, do add that. Definitely works. But do not treat or do not think your projects will be counted as your work experience. I've come across candidates who applied for roles where they added the project experience on using a certain skill set for 3 years. That is not your work experience. That is your project experience. It's not work experience again.
So it's again, the question is on the academic projects, but it's related. If it is not academic projects, right? For someone at the entry level with only some internship experience, how do you leverage that?
Yeah, you put internship. Just put the internship. That's okay, because if you're applying for the right position, as a recruiter, that's what I'm looking for. If you've done any internships, if it's an entry level, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not expecting you to have 5 years of experience for internship role. If it's an entry level role, that's what you do. Like entry level, when they put 1 to 2 years, your internship does add in that. But if they put like 3 to 5 years and you just show 1 year of internship, does not count.
Yep, makes sense. Makes sense. There's another question from Tarleen, where the question is, does the number of occurrences of keywords matter?
More the better, but don't make it like, do not add it randomly without making sense. It has to make sense. So like if you're writing, you use, okay, I'm sorry in advance, I always confuse Node as a backend or front-end technology, but if you use Node for backend, it has to make sense to use Node in that one statement where you're talking about backend technologies. So it has to make sense. But yeah, you use those keywords as wisely as you can, but as most as you can.
And I believe the next question what I'm going to ask would be a question in the mind of everybody is, how do we think the job market is going to pan out when the pandemic starts to recede?
Oh boy, I don't know. Honestly, I honestly don't know, guys, man. Again, we are hoping like the hiring is beginning now. Like, uh, like I'm coming from a gaming background. Just a little, like a backstory. 3 months during the lockdown, my company, games sales and everything, did more than double in 1 quarter because people were playing games at home. We made more than double the revenue. So it just depends on every industry. Within the last 3 months, I have hired 11 people. So it just depends on what industry you're targeting. Focus on the hot industries. Uh, Hopefully, you get better chances in getting jobs over there. So yeah, honestly, this is one question I cannot say because there's a lot of uncertainty going on right now, as when markets will actually open properly. So hang tight, do the best thing you can do to survive. Just yeah.
There's a good question from Harlik on the tool. Is there any tool to check our resume for SEO or ATS tool to find with respect to keywords?
No, you will know once you change that. You will start getting a lot of people reaching out to you. But if it still stays zero for 2-3 weeks, then again change it. I did that. I changed my resume 4 times between my last two jobs because my first resume did not get right interest. Second resume did not give me right calls. So it's always trial and error how you see things and like what do you get. So you'll definitely come to a point where you'll get the right calls.
There's another question from Krina, like what should I do if I want to switch my role? If I'm not happy with my current job responsibility, for example, if I want to switch to project management without any prior experience, like changing the roles.
uh, so I can't rightly answer this without knowing some background because I don't want to give a wrong suggestion or advice. So if it's within your same team, you can always talk to your manager and ask them like, hey, this is what I want to do. One thing which I see really, one thing that most people don't do is they do not build a relationship with their bosses that they can openly talk to them. Like, I'm not happy with X, Y, and Z. Uh, what are my options? Go in a way that you are consulting them. Do not approach as you are complaining to them. So if you go in a consulting way, in the right timing, to be honest, they'll give you a better option. But if your tone is complaining, then they might just tell you, look for a different job. So go in a consultative way, talk to them like that. Hey, this is what I've been doing. It has just become monotonous for me. I want to do more. What are my options? And once they give you options, that's when you slowly slide in. Okay, hey, I think there's a position open as a PM. Do you think I can have chances to try that role, see how it goes? Like in a very consultative, in a very consultative way. I'm sorry, I messed up the word. In that way, so you can try that. But again, don't go in a complaining way.
It's a question from Arpit. What if the recruiter talks about pay? Do we discuss negotiate that on the initial round?
So every recruiter is different. In California, I cannot legally ask you what did you make in your last company. My question is like, what are you looking to make next? 99%, this is a trick question for everyone. They don't want to give me lower numbers. They don't want to give me higher numbers that can disqualify them. So they always end up telling me this is what I made in my last company. Because legally, if I ask them what they made in the last company, my company will be sued big time. So always let them know a range. For hypothetically, if you're looking for maybe 110 to 120K, tell them I'm looking for 115 and like around those numbers, open to negotiate. Always keep some number, cushion number for offer to come below what you're looking for. And always keep that extra number, like 5,000. If you get 5,000 more, it's good. That's more money for you. But do not make a big cushion of $20,000 of compensation. And also, like, I would not say go what Glassdoor says, but because again, here's what happens. A lot of entry-level positions and all those places, the numbers that you see online are so very off. This is my personal experience. I have disqualified candidates who are looking for entry-level roles in a look like a translation position. It's like translating from Korean language to English. It's a translator. They're looking for $80,000. LA market pays most is $40,000. Even if they are good, I have to disqualify them because I'm not going to waste my time negotiating 40,000, double the pay difference with them. So always put a number which is a little bit practical, and like you guys are doing, like you guys have people who have been with the committee, they can give you some understanding like, okay, this is what my pay was at that point. Talk to them. Talk to real people. Don't Glassdoor, don't Google it. Try and see if you can talk to real people and get some real understanding on numbers, because every industry, every market is different. Cost of living is a big factor. If you live in a small town in Texas or somewhere and you're applying for San Francisco, your cost of living is going to be double than what you're making right now. So a lot of those factors matter. So again, do not give a crazy range like I'm looking for 140 to 180. That is a stupid 40K range. That's like, I don't even know how to make an offer to you at that big range. So it's always good to have a $10,000 range gap to work around with.
Bhain, do you want to keep the forum open for everyone to speak up loud? We can answer all the other questions on an FAQ. Hello?
Sorry, I was having an issue with my headphones. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's another question is, as a recruiter, how much match do you consider between job description and resume? What if we are interested in a position, but we have less than 50% of match on the job description?
Don't waste your time. Don't apply.
We'll take just a couple of questions, and we will definitely note down the questions, and we will definitely follow up with Maulik Bhai as per the we are adhering to the timelines, and I don't want to give some more pain to.
Oh no, Bhavin. Honestly, I still have half an hour more till I have to jump on something. So if you guys have questions, I'm here even for half an hour more if you need. It's up to you guys if you guys have to stay longer than that.
Okay, thank you, Maulik Bhai, for your time and contribution. Yes, I would be just redirecting some more questions, definitely. I'm just avoiding the duplicate questions, so let me filter it out. From the recruiter side, how does company post the jobs on LinkedIn or Glassdoor or career pages? So
99% we use a different software, like a candidate management software we call ATS. That's called applicant tracking system. That's a generic word for softwares we use. So what 99% all companies do that. Very tiny companies individually go on different job boards and they post it. We post in our software and automatically populates to all the job boards.
Yeah, but there are some of the couple of questions for the process as well. So just giving you a couple of minutes break, Maulik, I'll just take some of the process questions.
Oh, no, that's okay.
And I'll divert the questions back to you too. So there are a couple of questions on, there are questions being asked on, there are some assessment tests which are difficult. So how so does JJC Student Association provide any help? So I would like to answer that question that definitely if you are going through any of difficulties and you want to learn a technology as a whole, we can definitely ask people who have a niche expertise on specific skill set are you looking, and we can ask them if they can mentor. We can I don't want to promise you that we do provide that kind of platform, but definitely you can reach out to us, and we'll get back to you if we find an expertise that can leverage any help on giving you insights into the technology and some of the tips on how you can go over through the assessment test. Definitely, just email us, right? Email us on JJC SA USA @gmail.com, and we will definitely get back to you. So there is a question from Nisar to Maulik. What is the best way to apply? Job board or company website, or really doesn't matter as it will pop up on ATS?
Yeah, it does not matter where you apply from. It pops up on ATS anyways. That's absolutely right.
Uh-huh. What I would suggest is now there are questions, and let's open the forum, but let's follow a discipline that you raise your hand. There's a raise a hand feature in reactions, so we'll be going through one by one. So let's make it open forum, but let not do a chaos like everyone asking the same question at the same time. Please raise your hand, and we can moderate, and we can we will ask you to unmute, and then you can unmute and ask the question. So just raise your hand so I can identify. You can find that feature in the reactions section. It's at the bottom. It's next to the participants. Till someone raises the hand, let me also go through the questions too.
Right. While you're doing that, Bhavin, I'd like to add one more thing to everyone. A good way to apply for positions is to, if you're applying for some decent, if you know, like this is a company that I want to apply for, this is a position, make an Excel sheet, copy the link of the position or copy the company and the title that you're applying for. So that way you're not double applying for the same position over and over again. I have applicants who have applied for the same position 30 times in 6 months. Like that has annoyed a recruiter so much. Like next time again, if you ever qualified, I'm not going to talk to you even, because you've already annoyed me 30 times that I've said no, do not apply. So track it. Again, this is, make sure you're not getting the wrong books of companies and positions that are genuinely good. You have good chances. Also, one thing which I see a lot of folks doing is when a recruiter or a company asks you, do you require work visa sponsorship? That means even if you're an OPT, that means you require work visa sponsorship. Does not mean if you can work for 3 years without visa, means that you do not require. You will require after 3 years. I'll give you some back understanding is like, first thing for your personal thing, you don't want to spend 3 years of your career and life in a company who cannot sponsor you. Because once you end up the OPT, the company's like, okay, bye-bye. They can do that for you, and you'll be at a very, very bad situation where you can't find a company who can sponsor for you. So make sure if you're an OPT, yes, you require visa sponsorship. A lot of folks don't understand that, and they still apply like, oh, I don't require visa right now, but maybe in future. no, you're wasting your time right now. You rather invest your 3 years in a company, show your potential to your hiring managers that you are worth filing for green card and filing for H-1B and a green card in future. So make sure you're very careful with what you do, especially because we are on visa requirements. We need to be very careful.
Thanks, Malik bhai. There's a question from Aditya. He's not able to have a raise hand feature. That doesn't work on Chrome OS, I believe. So yes, Aditya, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. No, it's not Aditya. Sorry, it's Tarak. My bad.
Hey guys, this is Tarak here. I have been part of a JJC since like 4 or 5 years when I was first introduced in the Mumbai. So I just want to say like this is really good initiative by JJC. It will help us to get connected to with everyone and grow together, grow all together. So I just have one thing to say like. As the times are tough, because of this Corona thing. So like, and we all know that like international, as being an international student, we have like a 90 days of limitations to get the job. So like, I was saying like, if it's like 40 to 50 days and still someone is not being fortunate enough to land the job, then what could be the options for them? So as a JJC, can we make some kind of a document for it? So, because I know like we will have like an engineer or any field like, in all of the major branches. So each one will have a knowledge of, like there are certain ways by which we can survive here. And so there are a lot of consultancies and like, there are some good with the good reviews, there are some with the bad reviews. So can we make some kind of a document that that has the newcomers as well as like someone who is already on a job and get laid off because of this tough time? So just want to say about it.
Definitely, Tarak. So just formalize a question. Just summarize again and just email us at jjcsausa.com. Like we'll definitely get back to you on the process. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for sharing your feedback and experience. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you for your
Yep.
Thank you for all the work you guys have done.
Yeah. Thank you. We really appreciate your feedback. Next, it would be Nisarg, and then it would be followed by Arpit. So Nisarg, you can unmute yourself.
So hi, Jai Jinendra everyone. So my question is for Maulik Bhai. So as he previously discussed about the salary negotiations that you do not have to keep a range, but the question was, or the question I would want to ask is, so sometimes what happens is the HR person directly comes and asks you that what is your salary range? And to be honest, me being as an entry level, I am not sure what is my salary range. And I have just seen things like everywhere. Okay, so as you said, Glassdoor is not something appropriate. You have to ask to people on LinkedIn. But what if I'm not able to be connected to anyone on LinkedIn or for that company? And so sometimes HR actually becomes really firm that okay, give us a number. But I am actually, as an entry level, I am not pretty sure about my number. So how can I avoid the question so that I can answer it in after second or third round, or maybe say during the offer if I get it right?
No,
I just do not want to get into a situation where I should because of the nervousness I have, I will just randomly say any ballpark number, and obviously I will say something that is really less because obviously I need the job, right? Because I am in the 90-day period, I need the job, so I will say something that is really low because I'm desperate for the job. So how can I avoid it in the first HR round, and after the second or third round when I know I'm confident about the job, I can ask for it?
There is honestly no avoiding. It's better to talk about numbers right there. Many reasons. One is that at least the company knows that they can afford you. Because sometimes people, you don't want to waste your time and the hiring manager's time if your expectations are much higher than what they can afford.
Okay.
One
So,
basic
but
thing.
is there any way I can tackle the question in a way that I
No,
can make
just give
use
them a
of.
number. So again, your entry level, I do not know much of your background, but hypothetically, again, I don't say don't use Glassdoor, use Glassdoor, but don't make Glassdoor as your, like, okay, it's a dictionary. Has to be my salary. No. Your entry level, be honest with HR, like, hey, I'm entry level. This will be my first job out of school. Based on Glassdoor, this is what the salary ranges they suggest. I'm open to negotiation. Let me know what your range is. Okay, one thing. So for many of you, especially in California, I know, I cannot say for other states, if a candidate asks the hiring manager what is the salary range that they are offering for this position, they have to provide you.
Yeah, so that is what I was trying to ask.
So yeah,
How
just let them know. Be honest, like, hey, Glassdoor told me 120 to 130K is an ideal salary for this kind of a role, but this is my entry level position. What do you suggest? No, and do not stop for them to reply in that question, the statement. Just continue, like, what is your range? What are you offering for this position?
Yes, yes.
Because if you stop, that will change their answer. So do not stop in that statement. Like, okay, I'm looking, again, I'll repeat myself. I'm looking to make 120 to 130K for this position based on Glassdoor as a suggested price. But what is the range that the company is offering for this position? So that way you have given your number and they have to answer your question now.
But do they actually give the right answer, or they will just stick to you
They
if you
have
are
to
on a
let you
lower
know,
range?
but they will at least have to let you know if 120, 130K is doable.
Okay, got it.
But if they say, no, this is way beyond the budget or something, then let them know. Let me know what your budget is. I'm sure we can work something out. I like the company. It's really interesting. I want to grow over here. Then add those good fluffy stuff. I know you want to join the company within 2 years. You want to join Google, but you have to make them feel that they are the best company in the world.
Right. Sounds good.
That.
Yeah.
So you can do that way. And again, this situation might not be the same every time. Sometimes you just have to give the number. This is what it is.
Right.
Take it or leave it.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Arpit, you can go next.
Hi, Jain, everyone. I have a question for Maulik. So in LinkedIn, we see easy apply for a lot of companies. So what do you suggest? What would be better, to just simply click on easy apply, or go to the company website and then look for the position and apply it?
How should I answer this? So I have been in a situation too. When I've been applying jobs, I've been hitting easy apply all the time, and I've never probably got responses. So maybe that's not a good way. But if you see hypothetically Amazon's hiring for a .NET engineer, just go to Amazon.com, look for that position, apply it manually. Because one thing that I think is what helps is company websites have some questionnaires, which is better to answer there versus easy apply will not give any other information. So it's like, I personally not any companies that I have worked with, or my current company too, we do not have an easy apply option. If you click on LinkedIn, you will be taken to a company career website where you will have to fill out the questions that I have for candidates, and that's how they apply.
Right. Okay.
So go to the company, you got nothing to lose.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it would be Jeet.
Yeah, hello everyone. My question is for Maulik bhai. So suppose like my current plan is to stay in the US for a long period of time. So my plan is to stay for like 1 year of OPT and just the STEM extension. So for the question, like, will you require H-1B sponsorship now or in the future? Can I just select no for that question?
Okay, so I cannot truly answer that question, because here's the thing. Again, I'm representing a company. So I do not want to hire someone who will not stay with my company for more than 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
So honestly, I would say, again, this is a very dishonest answer. Just say you're OPT, you're looking for H-1B, go with the process and leave. This is a very bad ethical thing to do, kind of, to be honest. But again, like, that's what you choose to do. That's what you choose to do. But again, as a hiring, like I'm the owner of the company, or if I'm the manager of a team, I do not want to hire someone, train that person, get them onboarded for like 3-4 months, have them on a project, and they decide to leave within a year or 2 years. So on that angle, I would not be happy. But your situation is different. You're looking to do that. It's that's why I say I can't really answer that.
Mm-hmm.
A very
Yeah,
honest,
it's like
honest
I
answer.
won't be sharing my plan like for this 3-year plan or something with the manager or the hiring recruiter. But like, can I just say that I would be able to sponsor myself? I don't need a sponsorship from you or from the company.
Depends what company. If it's a bigger company, they will know like this, that answer won't fly. How are you going to sponsor yourself? What's going to happen?
Okay.
That will be my question to you, Jeet. How are you going to sponsor yourself? What's your plan?
Mm-hmm.
You won't have an answer at that point.
Okay.
So just approach it as like, okay, you're looking for OPT, and this is your OPT STEM stage, and you will look for a visa after 2 years or 3 years.
Okay. Because what I feel is if I select yes, like I'm from an industrial background, and I guess like most of the students are filtered out just because they don't like they cannot sponsor H1Bs.
Best thing for you is probably join a consultancy. Work on contract. Since you are not looking to stay with the company long term, contract is best for you.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Because that way you get to learn, even if it's a 3-month, 4-month project, at least for you personally, you will get a chance to work with different companies for short periods of time and get a lot more industry experience.
Okay. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thanks, Jeet. Next, it will be Kinjal. Kinjal, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Hi. Thanks for this session. One of my questions would be, should the resume and the LinkedIn look exactly the same? Should the points, the job description points that are on a resume also resonate with the LinkedIn, or LinkedIn should be just a descriptive summary of the job? And this is in relation for an experienced person who has 3 to 5 years of experience.
Yeah, I have 9+ years of experience, and my resume and my LinkedIn is the same, except my current position where I don't have anything. But other than that, all my previous position, everything is like I literally copy paste my resume and my LinkedIn.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's my question. Thanks for it.
So just to give you a better understanding why to do that is because since your resume is going to work for you as a is going to be a portfolio, your same thing as your LinkedIn. So when people are, because as recruiters we use LinkedIn, we use different tools to file candidates. So if you want to be found through LinkedIn also, then LinkedIn has to be like a resume too.
Okay, all right, that's helpful. Thank you, Maulik.
Yep. Next would be Niken, and we would just take now just a couple of questions. You can just go into chat and paste it, and we'll get back to you. Because Maulik is also like he's also time bounded. So we just don't want to drag him to each and every question.
No, I just don't want my wife not to give me lunch today.
Yeah, they definitely we consider that. Yeah. So Niken would be the last one, and guys, then we would open forum for everyone for a general discussion and just to network with each and everyone. Maulik can go for lunch. that his wife has prepared on Sunday.
No, not prepared. I have to help her with something. That's when I'll get to.
Oh, okay. So you have to volunteer. Oh, so
yeah. Dude, married life is not fun life.
Okay, Niken, you would be the last one.
Sorry to interrupt in between. Niken, excuse me for a second. Bhavin, I just have a question related to what just Kinjal asked. So after Niken, can I say that?
Okay, Arpit.
No, it's okay. I think you can go ahead and then I can ask, since my question is a bit different.
Okay, all right. Sorry for that. Sorry for the interruption. So just Kinjal was just talking about like our LinkedIn and resume should be same. So Maulik, like as we know that we do tweak our resumes for different positions. So how can we then keep our resumes same as on LinkedIn? Won't it be like different?
So if you're doing that, then definitely your LinkedIn has to be a little bit different. Then you can have a LinkedIn as a very generalized first way. It just depends how much you're tweaking it. If you're tweaking just like a couple of things, then you can add both of them on your resume on your LinkedIn. But if it's a whole different overhaul on your resume, then you have to make a whole different LinkedIn, which caters to a couple of profiles that you're trying to work on. I mean.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, so can I go ahead now?
Yes, Nikhil, please.
Yeah, so I have 2 years of experience in like IT software engineering, and now I've moved towards data science. So now when I go in the job market and I start applying, should I apply to entry level positions or mid level positions would be fine for me?
So was your last like your work in your last couple of years very relevant to your new profile, or that totally a different switch?
So it is not totally different, and I would say it is not like if you have some software engineering like coding background, it helps what I'm doing currently, but then it is not completely overlapping also. So I don't know when I start applying, what should I go to entry level, or should slightly mid level roles should be fine too?
Yeah, I would suggest you can like try your luck with both.
Okay.
See what you get response from, because since you are switching gears right now, you would first want to see what kind of response you get at a certain kind of positions. But if you get really strong response for a mid-level, stick with mid-level. Yeah. But if you get literally zero response from mid-level, then maybe you want to try a little bit on an entry level. But again, like with true level, again, I say this to everyone: thoroughly read the job description thoroughly. At mid-level, a lot of companies require at least 4 to 5 years of experience minimum. So 2 years usually falls into the entry level or the starting kind of phases. So be careful what you're applying for. Read the job description again. Just because it has the title that you're looking for, you don't apply for that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I promise you, Maulik, this would be the last question, but
it's okay. It's okay.
Yep. But this is what it's ongoing issue right now, and people have a lot of confusions on that.
Okay.
Yeah, it is like, do you suggest to join consultancies which add fake experience to your resume?
Oh boy. Okay. Depends where you are. I just gave this suggestion to someone to do that. So if you are at your end of your 90-day and there have been no luck, consultancy is the best resource right now. But if you're still in your initial stages, don't jump too soon. Wait for some time. But yeah, if we end of the thread, that's the only option, honestly, is out there. I've come across folks who have been like, one thing, Bhavin, that someone just mentioned is like having like a Jain Jagruti, like a connected consultancy. That will be a great option, because I have come across a lot of folks who promise you consultancy. They have you pay some fees and everything. Okay, don't do that. Don't pay any money to them, because they're going to make money from you anyways. So if a consultancy is asking for you for you to do something and then get your job, they are fake. They're not going to do anything. They make money from you hourly anyways. Yep. So yeah, if you're end of the thread, jump on it. Again, like I say, do what you have to survive. Right now, it's like all you have to do is survive for at least this year, 2020. 2020 is not a good year to do anything stupid crazy.
Yep. And that's it. Like Maulik, you are free now. You're free to here. And
once you are married, you are never a free man.
Oh,
we'll have a separate session on that. Perks and not do's and don'ts about marriage.
but
just say don't. For both boys and girls, not only for boys and girls both.
Yeah. On a serious note, Maulik, thank you very much for taking so many questions,
Oh,
and
yeah,
thank you
guys.
for sharing your advice, your personal experience. We do really appreciate that, taking some time educating and empowering all the students with knowledge and ideas. Thank you very much.
I have a question.
Hemal, we can't hear you.
Hemal, can you take off your
Yeah.
mask?
Sorry. I have a question for Malik. What for lunch?
I have to prepare lunch.
Okay. Okay. All the best.
That's my brother. That's why he is jumping like that. All right, guys. And I see a lot of you have connected with me on LinkedIn. Again, send your request. I'll accept everyone. And any questions, feel free to send me over there. Happy to answer anything, anytime.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Maulik. And we would open the forum for everyone for a discussion. If they want to network with few folks, do that. This is a good platform. We have like 72 participants. You can talk about, and if they have anything for you, what they have looked for, some of the companies which might, which would be the best match for you. Like if they have applied for the companies, but they were unfortunate, but they can share for the positions they have looked out during this time, and that might be helpful for you. So this forum is open for all.
Okay,
go ahead,
guys. Best of luck, all of you. I'm signing off.
Thank you, Maulik.
Thank you.
Jai Jinendra.
So before we open the forum to everyone, I'll just make a note that we'll open it for 10 minutes so that we can finish the meeting with giving thank you to all of the people who are working on this team, and then move ahead. So
Yeah. So there was a slide, right?
Yeah. So I'll continue, but let's open the forum for 10 minutes. You guys can unmute yourself and speak one at a time. Don't, if you do want to speak.
Hello, I want to speak. So I'm Harlik. So currently pursuing my master's in my first year. So be graduating the next year in May 2021. So my question is like, when is the right time to apply for the new grade role for the software developer or engineer as such? So like from August, September, or it should be like in the later half
To
of
be
the.
honest, you can start immediately.
Okay.
There is never a good time to start, because in the process you will learn a lot, that you have to make this changes, you have to learn this, you have to learn that. So there are a lot of tweaks and everything. So the immediately you start, the more options you get. It's kind of that way.
Oh,
So
okay. And does like a 6 months rule apply? Like if we get rejected in the later month, like August, September, then after 6 months we have to reapply or as such?
yeah, that is just an Amazon or some big companies like Amazon.
Okay.
Like not all the companies have that 6 months restriction, but Amazon, Google, everybody has different restrictions, but not all the companies have that. So you can constantly keep on applying.
Okay. Thanks.
No worries.
So majorly for all SDE companies, wherever they would have the 6 months restrictions for sure. And if by any chance there is a big mistake or something, they do blacklist too. So
yeah,
like if you are just doing it for time pass, like many a time you might get a blacklist. One of my friend got it, and he was not able to literally got into a full time. He ended up doing a consulting.
So the trick here is to first, when you are so when I say you start applying right away, so you start applying with small companies that do not have such kind of criteria. So you can get experience of interviews and everything. But when you are sure, okay, you are ready for the interview and you are ready for some big shot companies, then you start applying to these Amazon, Google, Facebook, because they will sure give you a screening round.
Correct.
So that is why you should be really sure that okay, now you have the interview skills, you have technical skills to right away answer it. So then only you start applying them, so that you do not waste your 6 month chance.
Correct.
And make sure in your resume you mention that you are available, or you can start from May 2021, like you will
Right.
graduate in 21. So anyone your LinkedIn profile, because that would be your first step, and whoever HR manager also, if they see that as your point, if they want to move ahead, they can do it. If they don't, they would stop then and there.
Correct. Yeah.
Also, I would like to add a note that you should try to apply as soon as possible. The reason is a lot of companies have a first come first serve basis priority. So let's say even if you are a bit late, then maybe you might not get the chance to even give the assessment test or anything like that. And apart from this, I I have observed that generally the fintech companies wind up their hiring process maybe by August or September.
For
So
next year. Oh.
yeah, yeah. So last year I forgot to apply in Goldman Sachs. So I know that a lot of companies you can. If I would name a few of the fintech companies, it would most probably be PayPal, Goldman Sachs, Bloomberg, and Morgan Stanley. So all of these companies, I guess, wind their first rounds by the end of August, if I'm not wrong. So at least you should not miss the fintech companies because they have everything pre-planned. Also, all the big tech companies like Google, Facebook have their hiring process too early. So I would at least suggest you to apply for the position so that you don't miss the chance to get selected in it.
Also, I'd like to add that this works differently for different fields. Like you are in software development or in the field of IT, so you can apply and get hired probably a year in advance. But there are fields like where people work as a scientist and they are not going to hire you 1 year ahead of time because they need people right away. So it also depends on when are they planning. Sometimes there are companies who are trying to build a team which is going to start in 6 months or 8 months. In that case they can wait. So there are a lot of things, and of course the sooner you apply, but the better it will be. But initially it will be completely full of rejections because you're applying way ahead of time. So don't be demotivated by the fact that you got a reject. It's probably not because of your skill set. It's probably because you're not in the right timeline for them. So
Yep. Thanks, Karina. Sorry to interrupt, guys. Just a short disclaimer that this would be all the views now would be shared would be personal, and it's not the student association who is guiding and is backing this. So it is everyone's personal experience and personal view. Good for sharing. Yeah, but it is on you what to accept and what to adapt these ideas or not. And regarding all the contents that Ishit shared on the process, right? So Ishit, what we would be doing is we would be emailing the links, right?
Yeah, so I was just going to ask
About
you,
the process. Yeah.
does anyone have a doubt about the process? Like the process includes a Excel sheet database and also the Google form that you guys will fill out for potential roles that you want to apply for, and we'll go through your applications so that we can approach on your behalf to other JJC students after you have approached by yourself. So if you have any doubts regarding any of those forms or the Excel sheet, please let us know. I'll solve it right now, or else I'll send out a detailed email about how to fill out the form later on after this event.
Yes, and we would also welcome all the feedback from you guys. Guys, we do work on feedback. So if you don't provide a feedback, we can't improve. We can't help you.
Yeah, if you want something else apart from these two from JJC to help you to get your job search in a better way, please let us know. We'll add those pointers to our list and we'll work on it. So this is an open forum. Please speak up.
Ishit, I have a question.
Yep.
For the database that we created, where you mentioned the position and the position of the person working there, the company name. So I believe that there will be more of the technical people working on that side.
Mm-hmm.
If I have, for example, Amazon, and I see some financial position, I'm from financial background, like from finance. So if I see a financial position open in that company, will it be possible for that person to help me out with a referral without knowing my background? Or
yeah, so what you can do is you can still fill out the form, and there's an open field for you to edit. If you have to write any notes about it, we'll make sure that we read through the note. And when suppose if Bhavin Bhai is from Amazon, I'll tell him that Dhruv is looking for what we say a financial position in Amazon. So is it
Mhm.
possible for you to connect her with anyone of your friends? Because he will have some friends in the company who can help
Right.
you out, right? So we'll ask Bhavin Bhai to say, okay, Bhavin Bhai, can you please connect with Dhruvi and connect her to someone else who is in the financial role? Uh,
Right.
See,
it
the
applies
person,
to,
yeah, just want to add, the person who refers can definitely can contact the HR or his manager, and then he can get the insights, and then he can reach out to you that this is how it looks and how your job matches to that job description. So
Mhm.
there are ways. So just want to give an example in so I work at Microsoft, so I can just giving you an example that I can definitely reach out to the hiring manager, right? And I
True.
can also
Yeah.
see on my referral portal, I can also see the position is that comes with a rank, right? See,
Right.
you guys see like this position is eligible for you, but when I check on my referral portal, that needs
Mm.
at least 8 years of experience. So it's like different. So when
Yeah.
you apply for an entry level job, but that
Mm.
doesn't qualify you actually. That's for a
Right.
very senior level who has at least 8 years of experience. So
Right.
when we look into our referral portal, right,
Mhm.
we get more insights into that. We also get the hiring manager's name as well.
Okay.
So what I have done for a couple of folks, they have who reached out to me through LinkedIn, right? Through our
Mhm.
LinkedIn group, they made me a connection, and I
Mhm.
referred them, and then I got a hiring manager, and I personally go and chat with him, saying that this is the resume, and I want to refer, right? And then they
Mhm.
send, okay, share me some of the short description, just in 2,000 words,
Mhm.
how they qualify to this job, and I give them the description, and then that gives them an idea to just answer my question, that is the person suitable or not, and are we moving forward with that. So there is another channel which a referral can do, and
Mhm. Okay.
I suggest you guys to also reach out to the HR who are referring, right? Who are referring, do reach out to HR and just follow up with them if the profile suits or not, just to distinguish between that questions.
basically, if you see on the Google form, there are fields where you can actually have questions that I mentioned that how do you suit for this role and what all roles are you applying for. These
Right.
things, and when you fill out, it will help us and help you for keep your profile stronger in front of the HR. So it's
Correct.
not only to help us to figure out or assort your application,
Mhm.
but it also for on your behalf, we'll answer your questions like how is Dhruvi suitable for the financial role in Amazon. So you already mentioned that statement in that Google form. We'll just copy paste and send it to the HR before
Mhm.
them contacting it to you directly.
All right. Yeah. Thank
So,
you.
and regarding this Excel sheet and the Google form, we'll be sending you guys the Excel sheet and the Google form shortly after this meet, maybe by today or tomorrow, end of day today or tomorrow. So don't worry,
Okay.
we'll be sending it out to you, and we'll also have a detailed description about how to fill out those forms.
Bhavin, I just wanted to add one more thing. So even when I refer, what I do is uh, that I directly send one personal email to the hiring HR specifically instead of manager, because manager gets spammed a lot. So I send it to HR, and if HR finds based on the resume, generally till now what I used to do is I used to fetch out few lines and put it in the description and send that email to HR. So far, like if HR is interested and if HR finds that resume is good for that requisition, like specific ID, job ID, then they would send me an email if they need something else from me or any other information, and then they reach out to me. Like whoever is referring, we can mention this in the like note.
Yep.
Yep, definitely, that's a great point, just yeah, definitely.
Uh, any other questions regarding the form or the Excel sheet? And yeah, Excel sheet will be open for you guys to edit. So if you are applying for jobs and you know that that company name is not present on the Excel sheet, it would be very much helpful for you guys to upload it, because as a team we won't know how many companies are open for hiring, right? So if you guys are also participating in adding the list, like as a team, as a whole JJC team, we can create a list of 1,000 companies which can be helpful and which can be assorted for different use and different applications. So just if you have time, 5 minutes a week or 10 minutes a week, just add the company names that you have applied for. It might be unfortunate for you to not get into that company, or it is fortunate for you to get into that company, but it will obviously help someone else to apply for that same role in the company, and it will be helpful for those guys. So do make use of the Excel sheet. Please keep on adding the names of the companies to that list. We ourselves will, as a team, will also keep on adding the list. We'll be keep the list growing from our end, but we won't be able to make it 1,000, right? You guys are the ones that will make it to 1,000. So just keep adding names to the list.
And before closing, Ishit, if we can recognize all the volunteers who
Yeah.
have helped
So
for this
basically,
program.
yeah, I'll again share my screen.
Definitely. And then we can close out. Yeah.
Desktop.
Ishit, just wanted to ask, like in the Excel sheet, do we have, like, will people have the delete access? So just let everyone know, hey, don't delete anyone else's response, maybe.
Excel sheet. Oh shit. Sorry. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Where is the Excel sheet? Will have Excel sheet will have an option to for you guys to edit. So I still have to figure out the way to stop deleting stuff from Excel sheet. Once I figure it out, I'll keep it. But please don't delete any stuff from the Excel sheet. We will manage the deletion part.
Currently, what I would suggest is currently we go with the view option, and if someone wants to edit it, we will edit them. We'll add the content on their behalf. They can email us because I believe we would be.
That would become okay. Anything is open for suggestion. Like if you guys,
Yep.
because they would give it to us, then we'll have to make a list and copy paste on Excel sheet. But that Excel sheet is so I'll keep only the sheet that is open for edit would be the sheet with the names of the companies that are hiring right now.
Yep.
Not the names in the database of the people who are working in the company, like not from JJC.
Yep.
I think that can be an open sheet.
Yep, makes sense.
Yep. Go ahead, Ishit.
Apart from this, as Banbai told earlier, that you can connect with us on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Please follow us on LinkedIn. As many people follow us on LinkedIn, the bigger the group, the better it is. The better it is for us to even, what we say, refer you guys. So please follow us on LinkedIn. Even if you have the job, even if you've got the job, please follow us on LinkedIn so that we have the database for us to help the future students. Next, gonna go do is acknowledgement. So because Maulik Bhai is not here, but he was a guest speaker. The job referral team, which is working on this project right now, is Sachi, Sankalp Sangvi, Aditya Shah, Rushabh Maru, and myself, Ishit Shah. The event team that has made this possible is Hemal Tolia, Manan Mathukya, Rushabh Lakhani, and Trina Shah. The digital media team who is supporting the entire program is Bhavin Sangvi, Aditya Shah, Chintan Shah, Manan Mathukya, and Jash Shah. So I would like to say thank you to each one of them to help us to get this event out. And if you want to do it in a Gujarati style, we can do an Anumodna. If you want, we can sing Anumodna for everyone, and we can call it a day. So do you want to start? You can start. Yeah.
And it's also thank you for the options too, for the audience too. Like,
yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, obviously. Thank you for everyone to attend this meeting. So I guess that's it. That's the end for today's meeting. We'll be sharing you the Google Forms and Excel sheets shortly.
Just a question of when will be the next event? Like when you suggest?
So the next event is basically depending on the polls that we have received right now. I'll just share the polls. I'll actually stop the end the polls. I hope everyone has finished. Huh. Fine, did you receive the polls?
Poll results. You are the host, so you should see that poll result.
Oh, because I think we interchanged and I missed them. The results are not showing up.
For the next event, we were planning on something related to mental health during this crisis. So we are planning on that, and hopefully within a couple of weeks, we will be out with that event. So something mental, what can you do during this time being at home, some Zumba activities and something like that. We are planning on that. So if anyone want to volunteer on that, help us out, do reach us out. Yep. Thank you.
I think that's it. And I think we'll keep you guys posted about the next event too. We are planning to have this thing, what we say, the event as regularly as possible. It will be like once every month. But if we have good support like what you guys showed us today, we can do it once every 2 weeks or something. But we'll definitely have events so that we can connect during this pandemic.
I would like to request Manan to please again host a housey event.
Yeah.
It was really fun, I would say, and it was a really good socializing event as well. So Manan, please krupa karo and start the housey event soon again.
Manan, you have the task now, so you know.
Okay, done. Chalo, next month we'll do something.
Okay. Anything else? We can all go off.
Baki Ishit, if you want, Hamada food assistance is really cool right now. So if you need help in referral team or somewhere,
Yeah. So
let me
actually,
know.
this is a great point, Nisar. Guys, if you have time and if you want to support JJC by any manner, you can reach out to me. I can figure out a way that you can help us out. We are actually very short on people, and we are doing a lot of different things. There are a lot of different tasks that we are working parallelly. More the people that will help us, it would be faster. It would be. So please reach out to us. I'll help you guys to navigate through the problems that you can work on.
Yeah, even if you guys have 1 hour a week, that's also fine. But we do need help from you all. It's not like we are going to bother you every now and then. We respect your privacy and we know you are looking for jobs and everything. But we definitely need help, as many volunteers as we can.
Yeah. So reach out to me wherever you can. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. I'll figure out a way for you to join one of the particular teams that you can help us out with. Anyways, thank you so much for attending this meeting. I hope I didn't bore you. So
No, thank you so much. Bye.
bye.
Thank you, guys.
ઈશિત હોય તો કાંઈ કહેજે.
હા પાકું કહીશ. ભાવિનભાઈ તમે રૂકીને ઓલું chat ની copy paste કરવી હોય તો કરી લે આપણે. I think you have.
મેં કરી લીધું બધું.
અચ્છા.
I got all the questions. Yeah. But poll results. What about the poll results? Like, do you see?
No, I think it because.
તારા chatની બાજુમાં poll નો option હશે.
No, poll તો આવ્યું, but I think because we changed the host in between the polls, polls that were taken before when I was the host have moved out. So I'm not sure. I'm not getting any results. It's showing 0 voted.
But poll stop થયું શું કે હજી on જ હતું?
No, poll on જ હતું, but I don't know what
તો
happened.
તું સેટિંગ્સમાં જઈને જો, રાઈટ, ઈ અકાઉન્ટમાં, ઈ અકાઉન્ટ જે ઝૂમનું અકાઉન્ટ છે, ઈ સેશનમાં જો પોલ રિઝલ્ટ્સ કેપ્ચર થયા છે કે નહીં.
Okay, let me see.
Or maybe પહેલા stop કરવું પડશે for the results to be captured. એવું કઈ હશે.
No, I did end the poll.
Okay.
Let me see. એટલા ટેબ ખુલ્લા હતા વચ્ચે પાછા ખુલી જતા હતા મારા.
આપણે અલગ ઝૂમ મીટિંગ કર વોલન્ટિયર્સ માટે, આપણે ત્યાં ડિસ્કસ કરીએ.
ઓકે, હું ચલો આ જોઈ લઉં છું and I'll stop the recording. Okay.
Yes.